Namaste. Today we are going to discuss about some crystallographic related topics that include the types of matters that related to the various types of a crystal structure, their graphical representation, the crystallographic plane, points, directions, and X-ray diffraction methods. In this particular lecture, we will cover all the topics. So let's begin. As we know, the classification of this matter, these are divided in three categories: gaseous, liquid, and the solid. And these particular solid are divided in the various categories, as you can see in the particular figure. So, as we discussed earlier also, there are the two crystalline structure, that is the single crystal or the polycrystalline structure, and that is the also known as the some solids are divided in the amorphous, cubics, crystal, and crystals another. So these are the basically classification of the matters. So what are the crystalline solid and the amorphous solid? We discussed that is the regular arrangement of the atom along the 3D, no regular arrangement of the atoms, and having a long range order, sharp melting point, high and fixed heat of fusion. They are anisotropic. They show all characteristic of the solid. They have regular cut. In the amorphous, have a short range order, no sharp melting point, no fixed heat of fusion. They are isotropic. They don't show all characteristic of solid. They give irregular cut. So this is the particular, you can see the figure of that particular single crystal, body crystal, non-crystal, as we discussed in the previous lectures also. So we will not go into the detail. So these are the basic lattice structure, that is the example of that particular linear structure, plane structure, and the space lattice. These are the identification on which we can identify the various crystallographic planes. So this is the basic lattice is dividing, and these are the basic a group of atom or ion which when attached to every lattice point produce the crystal structure, and that lattice plus basic is equal to crystal structure. So this is the basically quantification of that particular thing. So what is the unit cell? The building block of a crystal consisting of atoms, ion or molecules, which when translated along the three axes give the actual crystal structure. It should occupy a minimum volume, the smaller repeatable unit in a point lattice, and the choice of the unit cell is not unique. So there are the two distinct type of a unit cell, primitive and non-primitive. As you can see, the primitive which is related to the point location, non-primitive is not on the point location. So what are the primitive and the non-primitive? Again, so the single lattice point per cell, the smallest area in 2D or the smallest volume in the 3D. Where in the non-primitive, the more than one lattice point per unit cell, and the integer multiples of all of the R of primitive cell. So these are the basic primitive are the simple cubic, conventional, and these are body centered cubic. So that non-primitive related to the body centered cubic, and the crystallographic axis, that is we discussing the particular point location, the space and the directions. So the axis resulted by the interaction of the three non-coplanar faces of the unit cell, and the angle between these faces or crystallographic axes are known as the interfacial or interaxial angle, and the lattice parameter, the translation vector A, B, C of a unit cell along X, Y, Z axis, and interaxial angles alpha, beta, gamma. So alpha angle between the axis y and z, beta angle between the z and x, and gamma angle between the x and the y. So this is the cubic system that we discussed earlier also. So just a reminder for the known and reminding ourselves, that is these are the various kind of crystal structures related to the system according to the structure of the material or according to the structure of the crystal. So there are the 7 type of system. These are categorized here according to their space length, according to the their coordinates. So in that we are moving now the Brava lattice. That Brava lattice an infinite array of discrete points generated by a set of discrete translation operation described by the R is equal to NA, A1, N1, A1, N2, A2, and N3, A3, where Ni an integer and Ai are the primitive vector. So there are the 14 Brava lattice and are possible in the 3-dimensional space, and these are obtained by combination of the lattice system with lattice type, and these system are the crystal system which gives the information regarding the lattice parameter, and their lattice type give the information about the lattice present in the unit cell. So these are the lattice types, that is the primitive, body and face centered, and these are the Brava lattice that is showing that particular. And now we reach to the atomic packaging factor, as we discussed also in the detail in the earlier class. But for now we are just reading out that it is the ratio of the volume occupied by the atom in the unit cell to the total volume of the unit cell. So packing fraction, that is the volume of the packed ion, volume of primitive unit cell, volume of the packed ion divided by volume of the unit cell into Z, that is the 4 by 3 pi r cube A by Q a cube into Z, where R is the radius of atom, A is the unit cell age, Z is the number of lattice point per unit cell. Now we are going to apply this for the 3 crystal, simple cubic, body centered and the face centered. As we discussed this in the earlier, so we will not discuss, just take a look on these slides that how we calculate these things. And to find out the atomic packaging factor, as you can see, there is a triangle. Triangle is exempling in this particular figures. Now we are moving toward the Miller indices. The Miller indices, what are the Miller indices, how it works? A notation of the planes in the Brava lattice, and the Miller indices are the reciprocal of fraction of intercept, which the plane makes with the crystallographic XYZ axis of 3 non-planar edges of the cubic unit cell. So the orientation of the plane or the face in a crystal can be described in the term of their intercept as their 3 axes. So the Miller induced a system to designate a plane in a crystal, and he introduced a set of 3 numbers of specific plane in a crystal, and that is known as the Miller indices. So what are these? The different lattice plane in a crystal, as you can see, and there is a difference between them, there is a distance between them. So how to find out the Miller indices? There are the step-by-step procedure to find out the Miller indices. So determine the coordinate of the intercept made by the plane along the 3 crystallographic axis. First point. Then moving toward the express the intercept and the multiplies of unit cell dimension or the lattice parameter along the axis. Determine the reciprocal of these numbers. Reduce these reciprocal into the smallest whole number and multiplying it with their LCM to get the smallest whole number and enclose them in the smallest whole number. And you can see this particular HKL of the Miller indices plane is represented. And how it is proceeding? This is the type. So this is the basic thing, that is how you can identify. We have the intercept 1 1 infinity, and what we will do, we will reciprocate them, and 1 1, that is the 1 1 and 1 by infinity, and it is reduces to 1 1 0. In the similar way again for the second figure, that is the intercept are half infinity infinity, and by the reducing and reciprocal of that we will get the 1 0 0 plane. In the third example as well, it is possessing half 1 3 by 4th area of that particular crystallographic plane. So what we will do, we will just reciprocate that and then reduce by the smallest integer, and we will get the Miller indices for the same. And these are, by these we can identify of the Miller indices plane family as well. So these are the crystal plane which are showing in this particular figure according to their intercepts. So there are the various important feature which are including in the Miller indices. If a plane is parallel to any of the coordinate axes, then its intercept will be infinity. That these points need to be taken care when we are considering this kind of thing. So all the parallel equidistant planes have the same Miller indices, and the Miller indices define a set of equidistant parallel planes. So if the Miller indices of the two planes have the same ratio, then the plane are parallel to each other. And if HKL are the Miller indices of a plane, then the plane cut the axis into HKL equal parts. So this is how we can summarize all these things. Now, how we will find out that is that interplanar spacing in the crystal? The interplanar spacing between any crystallographic plane belonging to the same HKL family is denoted by DHKL, and the distance between the plane defined by the set of Miller indices as we called up earlier. So this interplanar spacing, that is in the different crystal lattice, that is system, that is in the cubic 1 by d square h square k square h l square divided by a square, and in the similar tetragonal orthogonal, that is defining by that. So there are some kind of a questions which is showing to find out for your work. You can check these particulars by identifying and sketch the following direction by your own. So there is a question: determine the Miller indices for the planes showing the following unit cell, and these are the various questions you need to taking care and find out as per yourself. Now, what are the diffractions which are going through the crystals